gist of what we're covering today. Since we started this in May, I think we both agree we've seen a lot more activity out here, and that's great for the Fargo community to come out and use this wonderful short game area here, and then the bunker, which we'll go into in a little while, and the larger practice green. It's fun to see people working on their games, and specifically the short game.
Yeah, it gives us an opportunity to showcase a lot of different opportunities for them. We saw in the spring we had the boys teams out here. This fall I've seen some college teams out here, and now we have North Dakota girls out here. So it gives the high school, college teams an opportunity to get to not only long practice, and they don't have to go on the golf course to get some short game practice as well.
Right,
on real turf.
That's right, on real grass, and they can do it as a team because
Right.
the space is so big. They can have their entire team
Right.
out here and not have half and half
Yep.
on the full swing and short game. So that's always good for teamwork and for competitiveness.
Yep.
Okay, so today we're gonna talk and work through the various kinds of chip shots. And a chip shot is defined as we're really close to the green, but we're not on the green. We're in the fringe or the collar, the short grass, and the shot that we're trying to hit to, it's probably about 60 feet from where the ball is to the hole, and we have no obstacles to go over. It's a fairly flat green, so we don't need to use the lob wedge, the 60 degrees for this shot. We're going to focus on, what do you got here, Greg?
I have a 54 degree and a wedge.
And yeah, we might even go all the way down to the 8-iron. Let's see how we do. So before we actually hit shots, we've got to get into the right position to execute this shot. So which one do you want to start with?
How about the wedge?
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
I'll take the other one.
Okay.
And so we're going to bring a ball in, and we're going to see this stick represents the ball position. And for this shot, we want the ball position to be pretty neutral. I actually like it a little forward, like we're hitting a hybrid or a fairway wood. So that's the first forward position that we want of the three. The second is we want our weight to not be 50-50. We're going to move Greg about 65-70% into his left foot, maybe leaning into his left hip a little bit. So that's number 2 forward. The last forward is I want the grip or the handle of the club to lean forward a little bit, because we don't need loft for this. We only have to fly the ball about a yard or two over the fringe and then onto the green. We want it to roll like a putt. So ball position slightly forward, weight forward, 70-30, grip forward. Now go ahead and grip the club, Greg.
How about up and down on the grip, Tom?
Yeah, that's a real preference. If you are really a control person, you can grip down on the club, because when you shorten the club, you're going to gain a little bit of control and you're going to lose loft for sure.
Okay.
So if you feel more comfortable, go ahead and grip down.
Okay.
And so now we can see the shoulders and arms form a triangle with the grip in front of the club head. All we're going to do to execute this shot, and why I have this stick here, is at impact we want the handle to be exactly where it is at address, in front of the club head. To do this correctly, we want to move this triangle kind of through this track. Go ahead and hit one, Greg. Really good. Left, right on its line. And you can see the handle, the release is very much after impact, and you can see the rotation of his chest around where his hands are still in front of his body, and the triangle is intact. So we never lost the triangle at all during that little motion. And that's important. In order to keep the triangle intact, we got to use a big muscle group. We got to use stuff from the elbows up. Perfect timing. So we want to use shoulders, upper back, and arms to move the triangle. We don't want to go ahead and sort of soften your hands and wrists up and start flipping those around. The triangle loses its shape when we start to use forearms, wrist, and hands to find the golf ball.
Okay, so you talked right before we came on, you talked something interesting I thought was, right, we've got our weight forward, and what happens, we see this a lot, what happens when the student starts to move back a little?
Right, so golf's an opposite reaction. So as the weight moves back, the body and the club move up. So we don't want that because now the club's not long enough to make really good contact, and we lose distance, we lose contact, and we might even lose face control, and the ball might skid around on you. If you're doing that, remember those 3 positions are critical. All 3 of them are musts before you actually move the club or move the triangle. The weight's got to be forward, and it stays forward. The handle is forward. Greg did a great job of showing us how to keep it forward by moving the triangle with our shoulders and arms, and then the ball position takes care of itself. It's forward.
If you have any questions that you'd like answered, or if you'd like to take some lessons here at beautiful Edgewood Golf Course, you can please contact us in the golf shop at 701-232-2884. You can follow us on Facebook, fargogolf.net, all those great social media accessibilities that we have in a great Fargo Park District Golf.